All right. My name is Cody Crow. Welcome to Crow's Fact or Fiction podcast. Today we have a really special guest, Steve Pierce, who you might know from the Travis Walton abduction story. They did a movie called Fire in the Sky. They also did an episode from Paranormal Witness, and Travis has written some books about it. Of course, everybody knows this story, but recent evidence has come to light regarding something that we need to talk about, and I'm so glad to have Steve Pierce here on my podcast. Steve, welcome. Good to see you again.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's been a long time.
It has been. We've known each
I
other.
haven't seen you since you took me out to dinner.
Yeah, right, right. I remember that too, like it was just yesterday. That was in Idaho Falls, right?
Yeah, you had your brother with you and
Yep.
everything else. Your whole family was
Yep,
there.
sure did. Yep. Yeah, man, it's really great seeing you. And I can imagine, Mike Rogers recently admitting that this was a hoax on his deathbed has probably got you, I really just kind of want to get into that and see what your initial reaction was, how you feel, and, what you experienced from your point of view that night. So, Steve, I'll let you have the floor. You go ahead and just tell us everything about what, like how you feel about all this.
But Mike's passing,
Mike's passing him.
I felt
Yeah,
bad that he died.
right.
Mike was the mastermind behind all this. You
Yeah.
know, a year and a half ago when we were talking, it might have been 2 years now, but anyway, when we were talking. He told me the truth. He told me that him and Travis set it all up, and uh, that that Travis was in a cabin for 5 days when they were missing. People. A woman named Charlie Weiser thinks it was the tower that he was in for 5 days, but that's not true because okay, Monday we this was the first time that all of us ever drove into the truck in the truck at the same time. Because before that, a week before that, everybody drove out there, and because nobody wanted to hang out with Mike and Travis, and so um, it was Monday. It was a brand new crew. Mike disappeared on Monday evening. Tuesday evening, he disappeared. Wednesday evening, he disappeared. And Wednesday evening, he came back and said that we had to work until dark. So we worked until dark. And that was the first time we ever worked until dark.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, people say, I believe, I believe.
I do too. I mean, I know we all do. There's definitely something going on.
I believe there's something out there,
Yeah, right.
but I just don't believe that, you know, about Roswell, you know, or Fire in the Sky. I
Yeah,
believe this was all because okay, in '76, we're all over. We're all over the internet, right? I'm not internet. They didn't have the internet back then. We're all over the tabloids, right?
right.
National Enquirer, National Star,
All over the
Reader's
news.
Digest. Yeah, we were on the news.
Yeah.
And well, after that, in '77, National Enquirer had to have something else to talk about. So they brung out aliens in Roswell, and that's who started the alien invasion in Roswell was a magazine.
Yeah, and they were very much present there during the whole Travis Walton thing. They were the first ones to interview him, and I think they gave him a polygraph test. Is that right?
They were there. The night this happened. I never thought about it until years later when I came out. Uh, at the time, I really didn't because I was so upset at what happened. But the night it happened, me, John Gillette, and Dwayne Smith, we came back to Snowflake in Mike's truck. Well, John took the truck to Mike's house, and I got out of the pickup there and walked home. Well, I went home and told my mom what happened, and I went outside and smoked a joint and calmed my nerves down. And this guy drove by and he stopped, and I put out the joint. Of course, get back then, you go to prison for that shit. Well, anyway, uh, I walked up to him and asked him, because it was 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Might even been later than that. I'm not sure what time we got back, but um, I better get the time right. Higher, everybody be clocking me here. Be on
Right.
there. Hey, his time's wrong. Oh, he stuttered. He looked different. Don't you love it when they watch your show and they try to analyze you?
Oh, I know, and I've seen that too, like on your Facebook. Like, there's so many people attacking you, and I'm like, it's not Steve that's saying this. It's Mike Rogers' confession on his deathbed that all of this was a hoax. So it's like, yeah, people. I guess they think maybe they just know everything about everything, and
Yeah,
just
you'd
needed
be
to.
surprised how many people out there know about this more than I do.
Yeah,
Like
right.
they like you were there or something.
Yeah. So how did you initially feel when Mike's family came out and said all of this was a hoax? What was your initial thought and your first reaction?
I wasn't surprised. Mike said he was going to do it when he told me about the cabin, and he told me about a few other things that we won't get into this episode. We'll wait until the next one.
Right.
Mm. Um, Mike told me he was at the cabin twice. Okay, the first time was I was to show him where the cabin was. You know, and the second time, that's when he took the deputy sheriff or whoever he took uh, to the cabin to tell his mom that Travis was missing. Well, Mike, when he used to tell me the story, he would say, you know, he took the cops to Travis's mom's house. Well, Travis' mom lived in Snowflake, and so you know what I mean. And Charlie Weiser, bless her heart, um, she thinks it's the tower that Travis was in for 5 days. That's impossible because
Yeah.
uh, Gillespie went over there and asked him if he was there that night. And he said he left at 5 o'clock. So everything's at 5 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know. So, at first I believed it, for the first 5 days. Uh, and then when Travis came back, I didn't see him for a little while. But once I did see Travis, he couldn't stare me in the face. He can't stare anybody in the face. You ever notice that? He always looking down.
I do,
You
or look
ever,
away.
yeah,
My friend Devin actually pointed that out to me last night. He was always looking down or looking away.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he could, to me, you can't look somebody in the eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was telling him that, I don't think we went back to the right place. And I've been saying that for years. And he said, "Oh yeah, we went. You were 17. How would you know? Well, I grew up in Arizona. You know, my dad was the great white hunter, and so they would never believe me. And then when the first book came out, the little one, um, my uncle read it and said I was crying and everything. And I said, this isn't true. Well, it's in the book. So for 30 years, this dude, my uncle, would tease me about bawling, crying. And so after paranormal, well, me, um, well, then when I got involved in it in 2000, my first conference was 11/11/11. That was the first time I saw Travis.
I remember that
And
conference.
yeah, David Sinet, rest in peace, bro.
Mhm.
But um, Where was I? I got five things in my mind here.
So we're talking about the convention where you first saw Travis at finally after all those years.
Oh,
Because you hadn't
well,
seen him for a long time until up until that point, right?
yeah, it was from '76 to 2011.
Wow. And he couldn't stare you in the face. Was he still doing that?
Oh, that happened in '75 when I first saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he still can't stare me in the face.
Right, right.
There's no love lost between me and Travis. You know, he's pissed off about a couple of things I did, you know, and well, you probably know the story.
Oh yeah, I do. And that's the thing though, is Travis and Mike, did this at your guys' expense all these years, and you guys were the ones that were really, because I always, I did believe it too for several years, and then I thought if this was a hoax, then one or two people had to be in on it, and then the rest of the people were basically the victims of it, and they kind of just did this at your guys' expense. Because I mean, this has been
Well,
part of your life for for so many years.
I was stoned that night. I was completely wasted, man.
Yeah.
That's the reason I wasn't saying anything.
Right,
I
right.
figured, wow.
So, and I want to get into that too. So, you guys pull up there and Travis gets out. What is it that exactly that you saw? Because I know in like Travis's book, and then of course Fire in the Sky wasn't really even accurate at all. But like in Paranormal Witness, I mean Travis is describing this giant UFO sitting right there, and that's not really what was there, was it?
Well, in the book, it says that we drew straws, right,
Mm-hmm.
to take the polygraph test, and that's not true. And I've been telling Travis for years. I mean, back in the day, they have home phones, no cell phones, and they came up with the answer machine that you hook up to your phone. You're not old enough for this, but anyway, um, he has messages of me leaving him messages, and I've called him every name in the book except the white boy.
Yeah. And it seems like you and
I
Travis have kind of been at odds, for quite a while. And I
because
can understand why.
I slept with Dana on a football field in Snowflake before I even knew who Travis was.
Right.
You know, and I I didn't even know who Mike was. I didn't know none of those people were. I was the new kid in town.
So it could have very easily been, hey, you know what? Let's take Steve and these other people and, we can hoax them and then they'll pass the polygraph test because, they saw it and they know that it's
Well, what
real.
polygraph test? We didn't know he was going to take a polygraph
Right,
test.
right,
How do we know he was going to take a polygraph test that night?
right, exactly, right. So, it's just I know a lot of people are wondering, what exactly happened when Travis got out of the truck that night? He was not really you said he was hit by a light, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Travis always says when he gets out, he goes straight up to it. And I've been saying for years, and you can find this. He went to when he got out, he went to the right. So he was just as far away from it as we were. He
Okay.
wasn't any closer to it because he walked it into an angle. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if you, and then when Mike told me when when the light came on, the to the beam, whatever you want to
Right.
call it, when it hit him, the light was so bright that he tripped over a stick. That's how he fell.
He
That wasn't
tripped
that wasn't
backwards and
part of the
fell.
that wasn't that wasn't part of the plan at all.
So who was in that tower when that light came on?
I couldn't really tell you that, but if I was guessing, I would say it was Travis's brother
Gotcha.
because when we took off and left, we were at a we were at a T, but the truck was facing the opposite direction of the road of the T. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we're all out there, and Mike gets all excited and falls to the ground and stuff, uh, and then a car goes by, and there was two guys in it. I couldn't tell who were in the car, but they were going awful fast, you know. And once the car went by, Mike decided to get up. So, to me, that was part of the plan.
Mhm. Right,
I
right.
mean, Mike's the one that told me all this. I mean, he told me uh, uh, about the the cabin. He told me a few other things. We'll get into that later.
Mhm. Of course. Yep.
Uh-uh.
So it was basically a fire tower that Travis walked up to, and I guess they left at
The
5, and then he knew when to go
Gentry
up to that.
Tower. Yeah, yeah, it was a tower.
And I imagine it might have been like, was it obscured by a lot of trees and everything? And kind of like, you said it was pitch black out there, right? So you guys really couldn't see very well what it was that you were looking at. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was really dark, and all you could see was was the top of it. You couldn't see the legs or anything, you
Right.
know.
Being obscured by trees, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when Mike died, his daughter came out with that paper. Wrote, well, not paper, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, uh, and wrote that he, his he said it was all a hoax. But I believe the sons know more than the daughter does than the daughters do.
Yeah, I know they said they were going to reveal a lot more of what Mike told them at a later date. But obviously, we don't know if or when that'll ever happen. I hope so. So at
Do what
least
now?
his daughter said that they were going to reveal more of it at a later date. But we just don't know when or where that's going to happen. I think
Oh,
that was posted on that message when they
oh,
came
was
out.
it?
Yeah, yep. So I hope that
What?
they. I hope that she
Somebody,
does.
somebody, that what I sent you?
Hmm.
Somebody sent that to me.
Oh yeah,
People send
yeah.
me stuff.
Right.
Travis, nobody can make a move without somebody sending me something.
Hmm. Right. Well, and not only that, but I guess, Mike admitted to some filmmaker that it was also a hoax too, because I guess they were trying to do like a remake of Fire in the Sky, and Mike said it was all made up. So, that's not only,
Ryan? You talking
yeah,
about Ryan?
I think so. I heard the audio of it. Mike was saying like, "Oh yeah, this was all a hoax. It didn't really happen. There was no UFO there." So with Mike saying that then, and then Mike saying that now, and Mike telling you that, I mean, I guess really, everybody can just put the pieces together, and figure out that yeah, unfortunately, you guys were the victim of a hoax. Um, and that really sucks for you because that's something that's been following you around for a lot of years. You were chased around by Philip Klass, I remember you telling me too, for years.
He, he, a cop named Jim Click in Taylor, Arizona, right after I got married, because I got married the following February, you know, and this is how close we were. I got married and I didn't invite none of them guys to the wedding.
Hmm.
Not one of them guys I
Yeah.
invited to the wedding. But anyway, we were living in a trailer in Taylor, and Taylor's next door to Snowflake, and uh, it was on a dirt road, and you could see the traffic coming, because you're the only one on this dirt
Yeah.
road, and it's probably all houses by now. But um, the ex-wife says, "Hey, the cops are coming up to the door. What'd you do wrong this time?" She thought I did something wrong. So he comes to the door and says, "This guy named Philip Glass said he'd offer you $10,000 if you come out and say it's a hoax."
Hmm.
Well, at the time, I just thought this guy was a news reporter or something, you know?
Right.
I didn't know who he was. We didn't have the internet back then.
No.
We couldn't type somebody's name in and see who he was, you know?
Right. Right.
So so I just blew it off, you know, and then I moved to Texas, and he would call me. The first time he called me was the day. Well, actually, it's the day after Elvis died. Uh, because the day Elvis died, nobody knew. They
Oh
didn't know until the
wow.
next day. So I'm at the swimming pool. I'm working 4 to 12, and it's morning time, and well, morning, afternoon, kind of before I went to work. Uh, I'm in the swimming pool, and then the ex-wife hollers out the door because the swimming pool is in the middle of the apartments, and she goes, "Some guys on the phone wants to talk to you." So I got out of the pool and started walking to the house, and uh, it came on the radio because they were playing their music at the pool and everything, and it said that Elvis died. That's how I remember the exact time
Ah.
when
Okay.
he.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
That's what that poem is about.
that's what that. Yeah.
What cold day in February
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on my Facebook.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah.
that's talking about.
Oh
But
yeah.
everybody's
Okay.
saying
Right.
you
Right.
you
Right.
think
Right.
you think it's you're I'm talking about Elvis because it's mentions Elvis, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. I'm a big
uh,
fan of all the classics too. You know, you can't go wrong with all the classics. It's best music ever.
now, Elvis was the king.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't care
yeah.
what he believes.
100%. I agree with you, Steve. Um, yeah, it had been a while since we had talked, and then when I saw the news break, I was just like, man, I really got to get a hold of you and figure out what's going on here. Um, could imagine, were you upset when you found out that Mike, had admitted that it was a hoax or that his family was coming out, or, you know,
Yeah, why would I be upset?
oh, I don't know. I
I
was,
knew it was coming.
yeah, you knew it was coming. Right, right, right.
He told me he was going to admit it before. He.
Hmm.
See, that's the reason he got all mad at me. He told me the truth, and then uh, he regret it. How do you say that word? Uh, and telling me, right?
Yeah.
So because he knew that I was going to use it against him.
Yeah, and I know
And
a little while ago, when Mike had mentioned that it was a hoax, I think Travis said, "I don't want this to come out. It'll ruin all my years of work." And I'm like, "Years of what work? Like hoax work?" You know? Um, and Travis has not yet spoken about it, either since all this has come out. And I know there's been several, channels that have been kind of talking about this now too, which is really why I really wanted to kind of just get your perspective on this. And just what happened. It's amazing that, he was able to do this for so long. That's what amazes me, really.
keeping it a secret.
Yeah, that he was able to pull this off for so long.
That's because they didn't have the internet back then.
Right. That makes sense.
And then when it did come out, everybody believed him because of the movie and everything,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. Which wasn't accurate at all. The movie was not even accurate to Travis's book,
No,
So
first time I heard about that movie uh, was in 94, 93, something like that. Uh, I was in a truck stop in Roswell. You know where the Flying J is in Roswell?
yes, I
Not
do.
Roswell, not Roswell. No,
Um, that
I got Roswell in mine. uh, uh, uh,
I've been
uh,
to Roswell, so there is a Flying J over there. I used to drive through there when I drove, driving for the other company I did.
well, I want to make sure I don't say Roswell because people are going to say, "Hey, now he's saying this," and then he said that.
Right, right, right.
I was in Barstow, California.
Okay.
Yeah, you know where the Flying J is in Barstow? There's a
Barstow.
bunch of truck stuff right there,
Um,
and
I go through San Bernardino when I go up through California.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I was in there late at night, early in the morning, and I was getting fuel, and I was heading back to uh, Mississippi because that's where I worked. That's
Mhm.
where I got my CDL. Was in Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So the first, uh, um, uh, but I was getting fuel, and I went. I paid for the fuel. Went to the bathroom, and I came out and was going through the TV room. You know how truck stops have TV rooms,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
and uh, there was Travis on the screen talking about the movie Fire in the Sky.
Mm. I remember
I
you
was
telling me
a
about this. Yes, right, right. You
I was
found
a
it.
day and a half early for my load.
Wow.
I never stopped when
Yeah.
they made a movie about this shit. I didn't need drugs to stay awake.
Right. Heck of a way to find out that, something that you had, I guess, kind of been a part of was all of a sudden becoming a movie, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Probably
And then when I did come out, they wanted me to stick with the book.
mhm.
You have to go along with the book, you know.
Okay, so they told you to go
So,
along with the book.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Travis wanted me to go along with the book, and finally I had enough. I said, "Hey, man, this is bullshit. You know it's bullshit." And then after Paranormal Witness came out,
Yep.
they proved I was right. All the stuff I've been telling Travis about the book being wrong, about uh, uh, we drew straws, we didn't draw straws.
Mhm.
They wanted my white ass. I was the quiet one, the youngest one, and they came after me.
Yeah.
They wanted me because they thought I was going to crack under the pressure.
Right. Yeah. Um wow. This is just very
But I've been telling Travis this for years. That Paranormal Witness came out, and the polygraph guy, he he even said it. We came after Steve. If you watch those documentaries, he'll come out and say it. We came after him for a reason. He was the youngest one, and I've been trying to tell Travis that for years, and he
right,
still wouldn't change the book.
right.
He liked it. He liked it that I looked like the pussy in the book.
Yeah. Um that's, um geez, I don't know what to quite say to that because it's just Travis had, you know, he wrote
It's,
something.
he's been slandering my name for 50
I
years.
know. That's what I was just gonna say because I mean, I've known you for what is it about 12 years now, maybe a little
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I've seen it happen periodically, and I think because it's just my opinion. I think because maybe Travis knows that you know the real story, and he's probably afraid of you. He's afraid that you're gonna tell people the truth, but hey, Mike Rogers apparently did, and now you're confirming what Mike Rogers is saying too. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, we all know it was a hoax. I
yeah.
mean,
Well, and
and
that's
then John Gillette, he died a while
yeah.
back.
I knew
He
John
never
too.
wanted to cause any trouble because he's related to both of them.
Right,
They're
right,
all they're all related. I mean, they're not related. Their
right,
kids are related.
right, right, right.
Okay,
John
they
was such a
married.
nice guy. I really like John.
John was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
He
Yeah,
had
he was.
a lousy drunk though.
Aren't we
He
all?
was a complete. Oh yeah, he used to call me up 3 o'clock in the morning, all drunk, and calling me names and stuff. Take out his anger out on me. And
Yeah,
then 3 or 4 days would pass, and he'd call sober and say, "I'm sorry, bro. I needed somebody to scream at. Why
yeah.
is it always me?"
Why is it always me? Right, right. Yeah. John was a lot of fun to talk to. I really enjoyed talking to him too. I remember, he was, when it came to the whole thing, he was always just so unsure about it. And I know John was like, he goes, I'm just so tired of talking about it. Um, but John, he for years was just, I guess like everybody else that were the victims of this, he was always just unsure about what happened, and rightfully so, because it's not the way that Travis portrayed it in his book or even in what was portrayed in
John
Paranormal
told
Witness.
John told no, John told Travis 2000, when me and John first went to conference was in Arizona.
Right, right.
Um, and John and me told him right then and there. Just didn't
Oh.
happen. Even John Gillette told him the book was wrong,
Mhm.
but he still would not change it.
Right.
I mean, I got proof now that the book is wrong.
Yeah, right,
You know,
exactly.
read the first. Don't buy the book. Look it up on the internet, but read the first 5 days about us, and then watch Paranormal Witness.
Mhm. Right.
You
Paranormal
know,
Witness was a little bit more accurate, I guess, to what had transpired before and afterwards, because they portrayed that, I think, pretty
they're the
well.
best one.
Yeah, I think so too. They really were. But of course, then you've got this, Travis's part where this giant UFO was sitting there, and I think that's where I guess I get always really hung up on. And a lot of people been messaging me about because I'm like, well, that's not what was there. That's just what's being portrayed. You know. I
Well,
think even at one point, John actually said that it was just sitting there. It was still. And I'm like, well, that makes sense because if it was a fire tower, it ain't going to move anywhere.
yeah, yeah. See, it didn't actually rock it back and forth.
Right, right. That's
That,
exactly where I was getting at with all this.
yeah, and even John told you that it
Yeah,
wasn't moving.
100%. That's why he's like, I don't really think that's what
But
it
see, that was
was.
part of Mike's story.
Hmm.
So Travis wanted to keep with the book, and
Right.
keep
Of
what
course he
you
did.
know.
Right, right. I would really like to know what Travis has to say about all this. Um, because Mike is obviously, I guess he had said that he just confessed now because he felt that he would have gotten in trouble had he done this sooner or before, you know.
Over Christians. He was dying. He wanted to
Yeah,
confess his sins.
right, right. And I'm really glad
See,
that he did.
that's what some people out there that it's in ufology that are not Christians. They don't realize this, that Christian people when they die, they're going to confess their sins because they know they believe in
Yeah,
heaven and
right.
hell.
And I'm really glad that he did because, there's Alan Dallas passed away quite a while ago. Um and
I can remember when he died.
yeah, yeah, right. I remember
He
hearing about when he died too.
he was in a in his pickup. I think it was a pickup. But anyway, he was hauling a trailer, go cut some firewood. Right, he had his
Mhm.
chainsaw and everything, and he was at a red light, and I think it was Prescott, somewhere up there in Arizona. When he got to the red light, the red light turned for him to go, but he never moved.
Oh.
So other people were noticing that, and they went up there. And time the ambulance got there, he was already dead. He was leaning against the steering wheel.
Oh, no. Yeah. Jeez.
Alan Dallas was a good dude.
Yeah, I know, and they always showed it
So
how he was at
last,
odds with
last time I
Travis.
seen him, we were in the county jail together.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. And I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of like after you guys left, I think I'd asked you earlier. But like how many people actually were in the truck that thought, hey, was that really a UFO? What was that we actually saw? Because I don't even know if
I don't
Alan
know.
Dallas believed it.
I've never talked to Kenny. Never.
Mm-hmm. Never.
I stayed away from that Mormon. Like I'd never talked to him.
Yeah.
He was a little bit different.
Right.
But
Right.
anyway, as far as John goes, I after this happened, I saw him twice. You see those pictures?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I saw him, just to take
Okay.
them pictures. In that picture they took was we're all wearing a hard hat.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the same hard hat.
Oh, it
We didn't have
was.
hard hats. Yeah, yeah. Travis had to buy a hard hat, and he made. And I told Travis, I don't want to wear this hard hat. Well, if you don't wear this hard hat, you're gonna be in the book. Now I wish I never signed it, so
Right.
because 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 of Hollywood, that really pissed me off when I
Yeah.
saw that and they changed my name.
Oh, yeah, in the
And
Fire in
Henry,
the Sky movie, right, because
yeah,
Henry Thomas
they
played
well,
your character.
they said they couldn't find me, but that's bullshit. Travis says, "Well, we didn't know your first name," and that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, I know, I don't think
Because
Travis. Right,
Jennifer Stein solved that little problem for me because if you watch hers, uh, it shows all of us signing the agreement
mhm,
for Travis for the book, and it shows my first name.
Yeah, right. Now, yeah, right,
And
right.
it's like the polygraph test. It shows my first name. You can't I cannot use my middle name as a signature. I have to do what your ID. You can't either. You have to sign away your ID is,
Right.
you know.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
He's lied so many times.
I remember, do you remember when you were on my friend's podcast? And I was going to bring this up. And then after we got off the phone, I called you. And I know the first thing you said was, do you remember? Said Travis was a damn liar.
Oh man, I always say that to people.
Yeah. Yeah. So for anybody out there, like, I'm just putting that out there. I know firsthand, and that was about, geez, 10, 12 years ago, you know?
well, well, you see, she died in 2017,
Yeah.
so it was before my late wife died,
Right. It was before
like a
that.
year.
Right.
So it had to be like 2016 or something
I
like
think
that.
it was because I was still living in Kentucky at the time, and my friend Marty had his podcast or his radio show, and then we interviewed you on there. But yeah, that was quite a while ago. Um,
Because remember, me and the wife, we met you at the restaurant with your whole family.
right, 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 and yeah, and we had you on the podcast, my friend's podcast. It was like maybe a year or two prior to that, so yeah. So I was always remembered you saying that, so I just wanted to let everybody know that, hey, you've been, trying to tell people this for quite a long time.
When people say, "Well, what'd you get in it for then? If you didn't believe it?" My daughter is the one that wanted me to get in it.
Hmm. Yep.
Because
Right.
when I broke my neck, I was home healing, and my neck's all bolted together.
Oh,
You have to see this.
yeah. My aunt's is the same way. I know. Yeah.
My two, three, four, five, six, seven vertebrae is all metal. It's all
Mm,
one piece of metal.
wow.
The X-ray looks wicked.
Wow. Wow.
Uh,
Goodness
uh, uh.
gracious.
But
Well,
anyway, I'm home. I'm home, right? And we get the movie, and I told my daughter, "That's me. Prove it, prove it." I don't believe you, and like everybody else, I don't believe you.
right. I know.
When this first happened, they didn't believe us that Travis was alive. The first 5 days, everybody thought we killed him, and we
Right.
were lying about that. And then when Travis came back, they thought we were lying about that.
Yeah.
You know, Eh, every time I turn around, I'm lying about something.
I know, right? And I think that's why I was trying to really tell a lot of people is that you guys were the victims of this, Um, and I think that there were probably more involved, other than just Mike and Travis, 'cause
Well, Mike wrote the first 5 days, and according to Mike, the alien part wasn't supposed to be in there. That's something Travis put in.
mm, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That's why we do these podcasts. That's why we do these interviews, to get stuff like that. I mean, and
As far as the radiation goes, he says that
yeah,
he told everybody uh, that two guys came out of the bushes or
yeah,
something. I don't know. But he
right,
walks up to him with a gallon count,
right.
and they said, "Oh, you got radiation on your hard hat." Mike says, "Hey, check out the hard hats."
Hmm.
And then the guys disappear. Well, Mike should have went to Sheriff Gillespie because Gillespie had the same kind of stuff there too. And
Hmm.
he was ahead of but he didn't. So
Yeah.
that he made that all up.
I kind of wondered that too because I'm like, where are these two random guys come out? Nobody questioned them, nobody talked to them. They scanned for radiation, then they just leave into oblivion. I didn't
Well,
buy that at all either. I really didn't.
um, you see the truck, right? Has plywood on the side of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. If there was radiation on the hard hats that we never wore, how come there wasn't radiation on the chainsaws back there and everything else?
Right. There would be on
And
everything.
how did the radiation
Right.
get through the plywood? Did it go over the plywood, around the plywood, under the plywood? You
Right,
know?
right. I know, and
You know
that's
what
the
I
thing
mean?
is there's just so many questions, but and I'm definitely gonna have you back on and talk about a lot more because this is this story was one of the most well-known alien abduction stories. And for the truth to finally be coming out now, this is pretty monumental. It really
I know
is.
I got people telling me, "Oh, I believe this story since I was a kid," you know?
I'm gonna confess, I did
I'm
too.
sorry.
I did too, but I thought,
I
if
feel
it
so
was a
bad.
hoax, then how would it have been hoax? Well, you guys had to have been the victims of it. That's the only way that I could think about it, and that's exactly what it was.
Now tell me, have you have any proof at all that gray aliens are on the Earth?
I
You
don't,
have
and
any pictures?
yeah, I don't have anything, and um,
Does the government show us anything? Oh yeah, they showed us a lot, haven't they?
right. Well, and see, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
got better video than they got.
exactly right. Um, So my whole thing is that I do believe there's something out there. We probably do have something, but the problem
Well,
with
don't get me
this,
wrong.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I believe there's something out there.
me too.
You'd have
I
to be,
I do too.
but
It's just
there was no grays
yeah.
on that mountain.
Well, and and I think that's the problem with this particular subject is that there's so much gaslighting going on. You really have to sift through everything to really just get to what's true and what's not true, which is why I do this podcast now. And you're my first guest, so I'm really glad that I
Hey,
was
thank
able to
you.
get you on.
Well, you got to remember this in '92 when the movie came out. There was no internet,
No, right, right.
so everybody believed in the movie. And time I came aboard in 2010 to got a hold of Travis and came out into that conference in 11 the story was already out there. So nobody was going to believe me if I told them it wasn't true.
Right, right. I know.
You know, it,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing people attack you on Facebook saying, "Oh, this is true," and I'm like, "But Steve was there, you weren't, so you can't tell him whether it's true or not true." So it's kind of baffling that.
I wanted it to be true, but it's not.
Well, yeah, and again, I do believe there's something out there. I do believe there's something unknown in our skies. But when it comes to this particular subject, it's just there's so much gaslighting going on. So you really just have to kind of get through everything to figure out what's true and what's not true.
Can you get on my Facebook?
Oh yeah, I think I can. I actually may not be able
Okay.
to right now on the call.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah.
wanted you to, because on my Facebook, I showed how Mike drove, how he did it.
Right, right, right. I think I remember seeing it was the little AI clip, right?
No, it was just a picture of
It was a
me.
picture. Yeah, it was a
Uh,
picture.
it's just a
Okay.
picture of me uh, with a UFO behind me. It's a fake picture, but you know. But anyway, uh, if you read that, it tells you exactly how Mike did it.
Mhm. Right, and it's something that my friend Devin brought up too is that Mike seemed like he was creating more of a spectacle about it. Like, "Oh, it's chasing us." And I remember I think it was either you or John said like, we didn't look back when we were driving off, like nobody looked back. So, it's like there was, it wasn't chasing you because it was a fire tower, but it looked like Mike was just trying to create more of a panic, in the moment.
He was trying to get us scared. Even the guys at National Enquirer that uh, that night when I met him, he even said, "Just remember, it was a UFO, right?" And then then he got a room at the motel there in Snowflake, and we'd be going over there every morning.
Hmm.
He'd give us cash to keep quiet. Here's some cash. Don't say anything to anybody. You
Wow.
know. And then when we were leaving, he would always say, "Hey, remember you saw a UFO."
Yep.
Remember, you saw a UFO.
Right. And Travis was on that game show and he failed that too. I'm just like, everybody seems like they're kind of just building a narrative, around this. And that's, I think, how it's gotten this far for so long.
Well, um, when when this first happened, National Enquirer got him a polygraph guy to give him a polygraph test, and he flunked it.
Yeah. Right.
And
He flunked it.
and the guy said that the National Enquirer told him to keep it quiet.
Yep.
That he flunked it.
Right. Yep. It's really
And the
amazing.
only one that he's passed, he's taken 3 that I can find out.
Mhm.
He's taken 3, but the one he did pass, what I heard is he gave that guy the questions to ask him.
Oh, okay.
So I can give you questions, you can ask me, and I bet you I can pass it.
Yep. Yep. I absolutely. I know my friend Evan, my sound guy's over here looking at me going, "Yep. Yep."
Oh, there's somebody in the room there?
Yeah, he's the one that helped me with everything, the podcast. He's
Well, tell him I said, hey.
Yeah, Steve says, "Hey, did you have any other questions for Steve?" Devin?
Not at the moment. I'm pretty excited about the next
About the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I want to have a few more questions.
Okay, cool. Right. Yeah.
Good questions.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add, Steve? I know, I think Devin's going to write down some questions for you for our next one. We can get into a lot more. We can get into really the meat and potatoes of it and the details of a lot of different things and a few other things that
I want to talk about Skinwalker Ranch too next time.
Yeah, right. We could talk about that too. Absolutely. I know we discussed that a little bit too beforehand.
The only thing I don't know anything about is Area 51.
Right.
I've never had enough balls to go across that.
I know a lot of people do, and they end up getting arrested before they can get 5 steps in.
But Skinwalker Ranch, I've been all over that place.
Yeah,
It had nothing to do with the government.
Right.
Hey, I'm scared of the government.
Aren't we all?
I'm not going to go in no Area 51 and.
No, I mean those guys have got machine guns and they're ordered shoot to kill. You can't cross.
Well, me and Travis went to Area 51 and they had us surrounded, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
We went you could go right to a line where it tells you to stop on the dirt road, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden there was one white pickup,
Yeah, it sits right up there on the hill.
Out there on the hill, man.
Yep.
They were just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Then they followed the pack.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
But they knew we were coming. They knew we were coming because they announced it.
Yeah.
That we were coming,
Right.
So
Wow. Well, Steve, is there anything else that you wanted to add here today? Of just about anything?
No, let's leave this and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Alrighty.
See if we get any. Then when you can cut this part out.
Yeah, I can edit anything out, so we can. Yeah.
When do you think that next Tuesday?
Yeah, we can do another one next Tuesday. I know once we're done here today, then I can go through and edit it. So, and then put this one out maybe tomorrow, and then we can do another one on Tuesday. So,
can I see it before you?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll send you the raw file, so I'll just send you as it is. And yeah, if you can do whatever.
No. Don't send me the way it is. Fix it first, because I want to put it on.
Okay, sure.
Because I don't know how to do all that.
Right.
We can have it done tonight.
Yeah, we can have it done tonight. Yeah. Devin's pretty good with editing and stuff too. He's my tech guy and my friend, so he's helping make this all happen. So yeah, so we'll get everything edited and done tonight, and then I can send it to you. For sure.
So same time next week?
Yeah, same time next week. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Alrighty.
Alrighty, Steve.
You have a good evening.
Man, it's so good seeing you again after all this time. I hope you take care, and I will see you next week. We'll do part 2.
All right. Drive safe.
All right, will do. Talk to you later, Steve.
Bye.
In 1975, there was no UFO. No aliens arrived from skies we did not know. Just a man named Travis with a howdy doody show, telling lies for 50 years to make the story go. They use the Gentry Tower to fill our hearts with fear, a flicker in the darkness that we thought was drawing near. It was all a lie, a fire burning in the sky, just a lonely fire, tower standing high.
Travis, you're fake, you're fraud.
And will not die. For 50 years the tale was spun beneath the Texas sun, a light above the tree line where the lonely rivers run. They painted shapes of silver ships for everyone to see, a crafted constellation of what never came to be. They used the Gentry Tower to fill our hearts with fear, a flicker in the darkness that we thought was drawing near. It was all a lie, a fire burning in the sky, just a lonely fire, tower standing high. The light burns bright.
50 years you've been slandering my name, Travis Walton and Mike Rogers. 50 years in that book. And it's all nothing but a lie.